All right, so we're saying a man will go through a stroke. That has happened because of high blood pressure. What has caused the high blood pressure to set in is because he's trying to think, how do I fend for my family? So here is a man that's not working anymore, or he is working, but the responsibilities are just too much. So end result, you're thinking BP, stroke, and then eventually you're out of this world. And you said another disease, you said what? You didn't mention a disease? Oh, bro, what did you say?
Oh, I said about building.
What? Welding. Oh, okay. How would they be affected? NASA? All right. Have we ever seen ladies welding? No, they do, but they are not even more in the industry. So what is happening? Gender, nature, centered life. So we have assigned roles to say this one does this. When we see a man taking care of kids, we normally look at them like, are they okay in their mind? So the wife goes to work and the man stays around. It's a kind of a house where everybody is going to be talking about them, because we have associated those kind of roles for women. So somehow, even though the researchers haven't concluded, but they are saying there is currently little or no evidence that sex-linked biological differences, they bring about the differences in the mortality rates of men as well as women. So there is no evidence to say that men die faster or men are sick because of the gender-centered kind of life. But if we are going to just look around, we can make conclusions to say someone who is carrying 3 bags of 50 kgs, whatever, on their back, they do that for a year, 2 years, 3 years. I don't think this kind of a person is going to have a healthy life. So you're looking at a wife who's at home and is just simply walking around the house, sweeping, and yes, it may be work, but is it the kind of work that is tampering with your life, with your health? All right. There are other factors in which men and women differ. Okay, so the one difference we have seen is how men and women work. The kind of work that they are involved in, it may affect their development. But there is also another factor that men and women differ in. For example, the participation in risky behaviors. Men are daring. That's the English. Ladies are somehow reserved a bit. They may not jump into the unknown so often than boys do. Even at a younger age, you will see that you watch kids play, you will find that the little boy is more daring than the little girl. So that kind of life is there even as they are growing up. So the social pathways or roles related to men and women, they differ because men they participate in risky kind of behaviors. For example, drinking, smoking, substance abuse, and other personality characteristics like hostility and anger. Levels and responses to stressful situations, social support, and work stress. The way a lady is going to respond to stress the way females are going to respond to social support is not going to be the same way a man is going to respond to it. Men can get angry. When they get angry, what do? They can do all sorts of funny things. A female can get angry. When they are angry, they can also do all sorts of funny things. But if you compare what a female does when they are angry and what a male does when they are angry, they're different, right? When we are talking about men having participating in risky behaviors, it's true. If I can say freely, let's raise our hands here. Who has ever smoked weed? I wouldn't even talk about weed because I know each one of you here has ever smoked weed, in as far as the boys are concerned. Or maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 out of the 6 hasn't, but the 5 have. Dennis, have you ever smoked weed? You see that? Oh, Brian wouldn't even ask. Erica wouldn't even ask. But I'm not sure about him. No? But how about the girls? Ladies? Isabel, have you ever smoked weed? No? Taisha?
No.
Taisha? Have you ever? Yes? Taong? No? Have you ever have you ever thought of smoking? No. So weed could be on a lower level, but if we start now talking about other drugs apart from this locally found substance, you find that the males would actually hunt for it. Let me see how it feels like and all sorts of stuff. But the females, they may hear about it, but they are kind of scared what is going to happen. So that kind of life has an impact on development of a person. The more you put yourself in adventurous positions, the more you are doing something to your health or to your development. So the social pathways or the role-related factors that are in our communities and societies, they play a part in development. Is there any question so far? Okay, so much as we are saying there's no evidence to show that the different types of work that we do plays a part in our health, there is evidence, or there is some considerable body of education, sociological as well as socio-psychological literature on gender that has documented the systematic gender inequalities that shape the life course of specific stages in ways that have consequences for health. If we are going to go into the literature, we may find that. So educational-wise, sociological-wise, as well as social psychological literature is going to show that the systematic gender inequalities have shaped up the life course of specific stages in a way that it has at least shown some consequences in this life. All right, I think we can stop here for today. So we have talked about the impact of gender on development, the impact of religion on development, and again we concluded on what we started at last time when we were talking about social, biological, as well as cognitive impact on development. So next time we meet, we will continue to talk about how can race affect, what is the impact of race on development? What is the impact of culture on development? Is there any question so far?